Everyone, and welcome to the Expert Suck Sports Betting Podcast. I am Mike Day, and I am joined on Tuesday nights by Brandon Day.
What's up?
What's up?
Do you
What are
want
you
to
gonna say?
start with a crazy stat line that I just saw? So,
Always.
college basketball is back for the men's and women's. The number 23 the Michigan State women's basketball team squared off against Mercyhurst tonight.
Mercyhurst?
Mercyhurst.
Nice.
It's in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
The final score was Mercyhurst 39, Michigan State 125.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Mercyhurst gets paid to do that.
Oh my
But,
goodness.
boy, yeah.
Mercyhurst scored 6 points in the first quarter. Oh boy.
Yeah, yeah. Good job, Michigan State, I guess. Wow. That's
crazy.
That is crazy. Welcome to basketball. Basically preseason, non-conference games, things like that. You know, the men's side will do some pretty good tournaments. Like the Maui Classic and
Yeah.
the Puerto Rico one and whatever. And there'll be some good first of the season matchups. So we'll pay a little bit of attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
And like most people that aren't like total college basketball heads, we won't pay attention to it until about February.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if there's a good game on, I don't mind sitting there watching like what do they used to call it? The Big East, Big Ten showdown or whatever on like Monday night or Tuesday night, Monday night showdown. Yeah. So, well, here we are.
Pretty funny.
Everyone, we are the Expert Suck Sports Betting Podcast. We are the off-season show. Brandon and I, and off-season means we do the other weekly sports other than football. Brad and I take care of that on Thursdays during the football season.
Dude, what a crazy football week it was, though.
Yeah.
It was.
Oh, okay. Well, we got to give Brandon his 2 minutes to do.
I was just saying, you don't got to give me 2 minutes, but I won.
To do his fantasy football.
At 5-4. A good start of the week was Kyle Monangai because DeAndre Swift is out for the Bears.
Oh,
and then
nice.
A Drake London 3-touchdown game always helps.
Yeah. Well, you always like to get guys in those high-scoring shootouts like the Bengals and Bears were. Yeah. If the score's in the high 40s, your fantasy guy is going to do. Although, did you see Rome Odunze's?
Yeah, he had 0 catches.
0 catches.
He had as many catches as I did.
Yeah, me too. What was that score? 47-45 or something
like that.
How does that dude not have 1 catch? That's insane for that game. So
pretty crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. So what we do is we get into the other weekly sports, which is the PGA Tour, UFC, and NASCAR. And we have a lot to talk about from last weekend and some things to talk about coming up. So what we do on the show is the first half is we review all the weekend's action in those 3 sports. And then in the second part, we give our picks for the upcoming week. And this week, we will be doing another DFS lineup. I was texting you last night during the Monday Night Football game. I am going through it.
Yeah, you are.
With my DFS lineups. I usually hit the money line pretty consistently. And ever since I started doing them videos, I have only hit 1.
You might want to... might be some bad juju.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm going to keep doing it because it's fun.
Yeah.
But at some point, people are going to be like, who's this clown that can't pick a DFS lineup? So, yeah. Got to get better. Got to do better. We were texting. I usually do good at selecting the right captain in most cases. I get that guy right. But it's the 1 or 2 guys that are just like the outliers that everybody gets and I don't get. Like last night, it was like Tolbert for the Cowboys when it should have been Wilson for the Cardinals. Those no-name guys that get like 5 catches and a touchdown out of nowhere. So maybe gotta
Well,
scour Twitter or whatever on the
today
day.
was also the trade deadline, which saw some pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah, NFL
I'm sure
deadline.
you'll get into. The Jets have like 4 first-round picks now
Uh,
'cause they sent
yeah,
away
they probably just
sent
traded
away
away their whole team.
Sauce Gardner and Quentin Williams. Both
Where
gone.
does Sauce go?
Indianapolis. That
Oh,
helps
wow.
their defense, so
Yeah,
they kinda needed that.
nice.
So they'll
Yeah,
probably
Indy, if you look at Indy's schedule coming up, they started out, what, 7 and whatever,
7-2.
7 and 2, something like that, yeah.
Yep.
But their upcoming schedule is a gauntlet.
They're gonna need some sauce.
They might win 2 more games in that, I don't know. So, all right, let's jump in, B. The first segment and the first sport is pretty easy. There was no PGA Tour event last week, so we don't have anything to talk about there, which is not bad because the next 2 sports, we have a lot to cover. Let's jump into the UFC fight night in Las Vegas. So
Yeah.
our friend and our man, our oracle, JT Springsteen, always gives us his picks. And so we always go through his record and then compare it to the quote unquote experts picks that I kind of put together. Um, like our brand, we're always trying to see what they do versus what our brand guy does. So go through the JT's picks and the experts picks.
Yeah, so JT was 9-7, and the experts were 6-7. 6-7 for all the kiddos out there. Yeah, there you go,
Six,
Dad.
seven.
Nice job.
I didn't even realize that when I typed it. Jeez. Yeah,
That's a good thing. You shouldn't.
I know. Yeah,
I
I
did.
shouldn't.
I'm chronically online.
But 9-4 for JT, that is right
That's
back
awesome.
into the win column for him, especially when the experts had such an off week. So as we get near the end of the year, maybe after what is it, UFC 322,
Yeah,
November 15th, I think, coming up. Um, I'll tally like JT's year to date total
nice.
versus the expert. It'll take some doing, but I can
You have to back.
endeavor to do that. Yeah. So, okay, so the main event wasn't really even the fight that created all the buzz, but the featherweight was a featherweight fight between number 12 ranked Steve Garcia. He wins by knockout over number 13 David Onama. And
Mhm.
then the fight, like 2 fights before that, I think, or 3 fights before that, is where the controversy comes in. You've seen all this on social media, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. So I actually had AI type it out for me. But what happened was the fight with Dolgarian and Devele, which that fight is the one that kind of screwed us for our DFS lineup because
Mhm.
of how it ended. So pre-fight, Dolgarian was a fairly heavy favorite. And here, let me bring it up. Before the fight, like hours before the fight, it started to there started to be some suspicious betting line movement. So
Mm,
Dolgarian enters as a heavy favorite, minus 250 odds. That's pretty, so implying he's going to have a
yeah.
71% chance to win, right?
Mhm.
And then hours before the fight, his odds dropped to minus 154 as huge amounts of money started pouring in on DeValle, who is the underdog.
Interesting.
And yeah, and now, so they started to look into those bets that were coming in on DeValle, and there was a large amount of bets, number of bets that were specifically targeted DeValle winning by first round finish, either knockout or submission. Yeah, and then they get into the fight, and like Bulgarian just tries to, you know, do a single leg takedown, and then like DeValle quickly reversed him and got him on the ground, and then transitioned to his back and got a rear naked choke submission, like very quickly.
Yeah.
And Bulgarian barely put up a fight. So
Huh. Interesting.
now
Well, the
lost.
UFC caught him as of the
That's part
4th,
of it too.
which is
So
today.
right after the
Yeah.
fight, basically like hours after the fight, they cut Bulgarian. UFC
Yeah.
does. So there's a regulating body in Las Vegas called the IC 360
Yes.
that looks into these things. But also the FBI said they're going to look into not only that, but
Not
some
that they're
other suspicious fights that have had red flags to them.
not that they're busy enough with the MLB and NBA right now, and
Yeah,
they're
but
fixing stuff.
they're probably, yeah, they probably have red flagged several of these before. And then this one was just like, okay, we got to do something about this now. Because that's crazy for that to have happened. So Dana has some splaining to do.
Yeah. Huh.
So
Very interesting.
we'll keep an eye and ears on how that develops. But yeah, so our DFS lineup was kind of tied to that Bulgarian Davale fight because we thought, okay, it'll probably go the distance, number one.
It
Um,
was. Yeah.
yeah, and with a Bulgarian win, and so that Bulgarian got like 1 point.
Caesar Sportsbook said they'd refund bets on Bulgarian, as I'm kind of reading through
Yeah,
stuff right now.
yeah, I saw Caesars would, but yeah. Um, so anyway, uh, Delesia, he lost. That hurt us, and then our guy Kong Lee lost. That kind of hurt us too. So, but very disappointed in that Bulgarian Davale outcome, and
Hmm.
I hope there is an investigation. We're not going to get anything back to us, but whatever. I mean, UFC, but got to do better.
Dana White, quote unquote, claims like the other fights that they're flagging as quote unquote clickbait BS.
Okay, Dana. Well, I don't think the FBI
Just
worries
reading
too
through.
much about clicks on their Twitter account. So,
Just reading through
yeah,
some of the storylines as of the past few days.
nice.
Yeah.
So that was UFC and the big controversy, and there will be another UFC fight night this weekend. So, um, 30-second news cycle. People will probably forget about it once they place their bets for
Yeah.
this weekend. So, but be be leery,
Yeah. Be
UFC
aware
bettors.
of your bets and the
Yeah,
odd
be aware.
changes.
If you see any sudden odds changes, not like you can get your bets back. You can cash out in
Yeah.
most cases. Yeah. So, all right. Now, the other fun one was NASCAR. So, NASCAR had the Cup Series Championship in Phoenix, Arizona. And this was for the playoff challenge and the Cup Championship. 4 drivers they were down to. Um, the heavy favorite was Denny Hamlin, and then Kyle Larson, William Byron, and Chase Briscoe. What we do for betting purposes is we do a car lift of the week, which is a winner, one driver to win top 3, top 5. We do head-to-head matchups, and then we do a top finishers parlay, which is 3 different drivers to do top 3, top 5, top 10. So let's go through those before we kind of talk about how this all
Yeah.
transpired.
So your car lift of the week, William Byron, finished 33rd. He wasn't second until he blew a tire, which seems to happen a lot with a lot of our bets here in NASCAR.
Yeah. Um, let's put a pin in that for a second. Let's go through the rest of everything, and then we'll talk
Yeah.
real quick
And
why
then
William Byron finished 33rd.
and then your head-to-head matchups, obviously Byron over Hamlin didn't hit. Briscoe over Larson. Larson finished 3rd and Briscoe finished 18th. And Chastain over Reddick was your only green Chastain 13th, and Reddick 26th.
Yeah. Boy, this could have went a lot different.
Yeah, could have.
Yeah.
I think we saw it going a lot different too.
It was for a while.
Yeah.
And then the top finishers picks.
Oh, my bad. Your top finishers picks: top 3, Denny Hamlin, close, but nope. He finished 6th. Top 5, Kyle Larson finished 3rd. Top 10, Ty Gibbs finished 21st.
You even questioned that on
I
me
did.
last week.
I
You did,
know.
like, what are we doing with Ty Gibbs? Yeah. Yeah. Not he a lot of these guys were like up and down, up and down. So the race itself was pretty of course, the end was pretty awesome. Denny Hamlin led for 200 and I don't know, 80 plus laps out of
Yeah.
312. I mean, just clearly the best car, clearly the best driver of the day. Gonna win his first Series championship in, he's like won 60 races without winning the championship, right? In the lead, in the lead, in the lead. Byron's chasing him in second place. Larson's up there. Ryan Blaney's up there. Briscoe was off a little bit. So here we go. I don't know, probably 12 laps ish. William Byron blows a right rear tire. It kind of
Yeah.
goes into the wall, causing a caution. So here's the big, like, not necessarily controversy, but it's the debate,
Mhm.
right? So they're all going to go into pit. And on this track, tires were somewhat important. Rear side tires were very important because that's kind of what holds you on the turns and things like that. So Larson goes in. They all go in, right? But they all hit their pit stall, and Larson takes 2 tires. Blaney takes 2 tires. Byron takes 2 tires. Or no, Byron was out. Who else was up there? Some of the other guys just take 2 tires. Hamlin decides to take his crew chief decides to take 4 tires. Longer pit stop. He comes out of the pits in like 5th or 6th place. Well, this is now overtime, right? So there's only, they do 4 laps, and then the green flag goes up with like 2 laps left, right?
Yeah.
And even though he has 4 fresh tires, Hamlin can't make up any ground. He finishes 6th. Huge disappointment. Blaney wins, but he's not eligible to win the Cup Series championship. It's only, right, Larson, whatever. Larson comes in 3rd, but he's the first of the 4 of the final 4. So Larson wins the Cup Series championship. Even
Even
your
that.
grandma, even Grandma Day is like, well, that was disappointing.
Yep.
my 80-something-year-old mom says is even disappointed when Larson wins the race. Oh man. I mean, now come to find out that Hamlin's like one of those guys that you either love him, you're either in his corner or in his camp, or you hate him. There's
Yeah.
no in between. But there was like so many people coming out like, oh, disappointed for him. I'm so new to racing. I'm like, I was disappointed. Right. So yeah. And I'm not a Kyle Larson fan because the guy's a bit,
He's can be unlikable
a
sometimes.
little okay, we're going to keep it nice. He is a bit unlikable.
Yeah.
So disappointment. So one of the things that we don't do here in the betting is I do place some other bets that are like outright win bets, but I do it with the each way betting. I've talked about this before on the podcast.
Yeah.
So I had several of those drivers to win outright, including Blaney, by the way. Yeah.
Mhm.
I had Hamlin to win outright. I had Byron to win outright, but all those each ways, if they even finish in the top 4, because so the way it was going with like less than 12 laps left, Hamlin was leading and Byron was in second, and Blaney was back there somewhere, maybe 4th or whatever. I'm like, ooh, this could be a nice little payout here. And then bang, Byron blows a tire. NASCAR. I
NASCAR.
coined that term on the NASCAR gambling podcast. Chat, it's my term. They give me credit for it. Byron totally got NASCAR'd. Hamlin got NASCAR'd. Everybody but Kyle Larson got NASCAR'd.
Brutal.
Yeah. So everybody's like, everybody that are big NASCAR watchers, heads, whatever, fans, they're not happy with this current playoff format. They don't like it. I guess there was different
I don't
formats
I don't know how to
several
feel
years
about
ago.
it either.
I don't know enough about it. I'm like, whatever.
I don't
I
know, it
mean,
just seems weird to me as an outsider who, like, you were just getting into NASCAR. I don't know, it seems weird how it's almost like a bracket.
it is definitely a bracket because they go from what 18 to 12 to 6 to 4,
Yeah.
whatever, or no, 8 to 4, um, 16 to 12 to 8 to 4, whatever. Um, but yeah, to have the four guys there, they don't even have to win the final race to win the cup. I don't know. That's a little weird to me. Like Larson took third in the race,
Yeah, but he wins.
right? But he wins the cup. Like, I don't know. I don't know how they used to do it. Somebody might want to chime in and educate us on how they used to do it
It should be like
before
it should be
the
like golf,
challenge.
to where, like, you get the more championships you win, you get more points, and where you finish, you get more points, which it kind of is like that. But then there's no bracket. They just all play one race, or they all drive in one race to where they finished throughout the series, throughout the year,
Yeah, so like
and let
whoever
them go for
finishes with the
there.
top points gets the pole
Yeah.
automatically. And then so on down to like 38th place or whatever. Yeah, I can see that. So there's no qualifying.
Yeah, I feel like
And
that would
everybody that's in the race could be eligible to win the cup.
yeah. It's just like the PGA Tour with the FedEx Cup.
Yes,
If
but the guy that only has 31st place in points,
yeah.
he's got to go through the whole pack to win. Yeah.
No, and if you're that dude, then you should win. If you've been
Yeah.
getting all these points like
Yeah,
Scotty
cuz like
Scheffler.
in that case like maybe Larson would have started further back, but I don't know. It was exciting. At one point the four finalists were rows 1 and 2 on a restart. So all four top guys were at the restart ready to roll. And then of course NASCAR being NASCAR, there was cautions and pit stops but his crew chief took a risk. I don't know if it was a good risk, but most of the consensus is he should have just took two and kept his position
Yeah.
coming out of pit row. Because if he's one or two, or you know, he'd probably win because he's got a better car. He's just driving better that day. They set him up kind of to fail. So I kind of put it on his pick
Kinda
for
did.
on
Yeah.
his chief. So yeah, so that was that. I mean, it was exciting. It was a good season. Oh, so now I told Preston in the chat that you and I were gonna kind of try to figure out what we're gonna do. NASCAR's over. NASCAR's
I
over
know.
until Sunday, February 15th. So we got
It's a
all of
while.
November, all of December, all of
Well,
January,
January.
and 2 weeks in February before NASCAR comes back. What are we gonna do? So we have some options. We can just let it go and just
Let it
do
yeah.
the two sports that we do, or we can add another weekly-ish sport. Like you like F1.
F1's cool,
Um,
but those are sometimes hard to watch
mhm,
because you'll get a
'cause
race
they're
that's at 3 a.m. because they're in Europe or in
well, they're in Brazil this week.
Brazil. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
or they're in Abu Dhabi or something,
yeah.
right, whatever. Or I brought this one up. Um, we have English Premier League soccer. Um, I I don't know. I used to do it. I told him but I only used to do like draws.
I know. It's so hard.
Dane checking in. What's up, Dane? WWE. Dane, I
We
no,
talked about
we
this.
talked about WWE. Um, I cannot bet my nickels and dimes on something that is the outcome is scripted. Just can't do it.
I know.
Um,
Can take a look. We do college basketball, but that's every day.
that's every night.
I know. Can't do college basketball.
It does not lend itself to how much time we have, which is
Not a lot.
I have barely a couple hours to prep for this show. Let's think about it. Let's kind of put a pin in that.
Yeah.
I could look. English Premier League soccer is usually Saturdays and Sundays, so
Yes.
it could be something. What I should do is like put a poll out on the YouTube site and say what would people be interested that is a weekly sport and not WWE. Yep. He's been told. Brandon has been told. Dane says we talked about a haircut too, but here we are.
This Friday.
This
This
Friday,
Friday.
Daner.
I'm getting it.
There we go.
Ha
Nice. Dane is one of our friends that doesn't have to worry about that. But he does keep a clean dome.
That's crazy.
Nice and shiny.
I'm trying to look at sports. I'm just kind of going through it.
Yeah. Okay, so while you're doing that,
Keep going.
We're gonna keep going. We're gonna jump into
Yeah.
because the PGA Tour does return for another event this fall. They're kind of in the fall season for the PGA. Oh, we have you know what, Brandon? We said we were gonna do the TGL.
Well, yeah, but that's not also until like I have the schedule pulled up here.
Hopefully that's not on Tuesday nights
Oof.
like it was last year.
That's on that doesn't start till December. Late December.
Oh, yeah. And EPL is right now. So
I know.
let's think about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this week's PGA Tour event is the Worldwide Technology Championship. It is at El Cardinal. Oh, I said that right. El Cardinal Diamante in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. These are Tigers courses. This is Tigers course.
Mexico.
I drove by it.
Nice.
Yeah. I spent some time down in Cabo with a good friend of ours. Wouldn't mind going back there. I don't know if he listens. I give him a shout out, but I'll let him know that I mentioned him. And that he was a gracious host down in Cabo San Lucas. We did not get to play golf, but maybe someday.
Let's go to Mexico.
So what we do for the PGA Tour is we do a ladder play of the week, which is similar to the car lift. One golfer to be top 5, top 10, top 20. And then we do a top finishers parlay. Brandon and I are going to do one of our own each. And I've already bet mine, so we can talk about that. But the ladder play of the week is
Thorbjorn Olsen.
Yeah.
Olsen.
Not Michael Thorbjornsen, which we've had before.
Which is very close.
It's his first name is Thorbjorn. That is the most Swedish name ever.
Yeah. So we got him finishing top 5, top 10, top 20.
Yeah, he's playing good right now.
He is playing good.
He's had a good fall.
Yeah.
His last 3 starts have been a T9. Oh, I'm sorry. T3, T9, T14. So he may be our fall top 20 machine.
I love it. I think it's
and then my top finishers parlay is top 5 JJ Spawn and at plus 250. I don't know your odds, Brandon, but I'll look it up and I'll post it to Instagram.
I can pull it up.
Okay, pull it up while I'm doing mine. The top 10, I have Rico Hoey, who's had a good fall season so far as well, plus 210 to finish top 10. And then top 20, we have John Kiefer, a name not many people know, but he may be an up-and-coming player. Full disclosure, I stole this one from Rick Gaiman on the Rick Run Good podcast. So I'm giving him full credit for John Kiefer if he finishes top 20, plus 160.
Spawn's,
right, do yours, B.
Spawn's odds have changed since I also have Spawn. He's at plus 300 now.
Plus 300?
Yeah.
Ooh, I got robbed.
I know you did.
DraftKings.
Mm-hmm. And then my top 10, I got Jacob Bridgman at plus 400.
Nice.
and I know. And then my top 20, I got Grayson Sig for, let me find his name.
Man, if he's down there, it's going to be some good odds
I know. Grayson Sig plus 280 at a
to
top 20
finish top 20.
to finish top
That
20.
is going to be a nice parlay.
Um, I
I'll
did
be
that because
I'll be rooting for your parlay instead of mine.
I looked it up. He finished really well last week. I think he finished 17th in the tournament 2 weeks ago. I looked it up. I'm pretty sure it was 17th. But yeah, I like him.
Okay.
He's playing well as of recent. Let's see here. The Black Desert Championship. Grayson Sig tied 15th, which is
Okay.
basically like 17th.
That's top 20.
It sure
So,
is.
all right, now that we have our top finishers parlays for each of us, let's jump right into our DFS lineup for we should have done UFC first, but that's okay.
It's all right.
We can run through that real quick when we're done with this. You see it?
I do see it.
Okay, let me get my pointer onto the right page. You see my pointer over here?
Yeah, I do.
Nice. Okay. How do we usually sort? Okay, so you can see the salaries on the right hand side here. My pointer's pointing to them. The top three guys, Griffin, Spawn, Hoey, make up the $10,000 range. And then there's a pretty good amount. Siwoo Kim's out. Grazerman is the top of the 9,000 range. Thor Bjornsson, like we said. Olesen, Higo, Kevin Yu, and Mark Brennan.
I do like Michael Thornbjornsson though. If we want to start out there, I don't know how you feel
You
about
want to?
that.
Okay.
A
Hey,
little
I'm good.
pricey, but
Yeah. I mean,
he can.
he's playing good. He's here. You can see the top tens also right here, and the cuts made. So he's had 3 top tens. So that's not bad.
He finished third out in the Bay Current, so he can do it.
Yeah. Do we dare to jump on any of the 10,000 range guys? That gives us where are we at?
Uh, I think we
8,100.
wait.
Let's wait and see if we can fit somebody in. So let's do this. I'm going to go like I usually do. Give us the fantasy points per golfer per game
Where did
and see. Wow, why did Brandon? Geez, this must be just for the fall.
Nick Taylor go? Where
Nick
did he fall?
Taylor. Oh, he must have fell. Oh, right there.
How
Here's
much is he going
Jesper
for?
Svensson. He's 8,800.
Okay. Do
He
you
would.
like
I
Nick
mean,
Taylor?
I don't
How do you
mind Nick
feel
Taylor.
about it?
Nick Taylor's a good putter. So what Rick Gaiman went through on this golf course is the greens are big. So there's going to be a lot of green and regulation, but there's going to be like a lot of lag putting, right? So
Nick,
the
I mean,
bogey avoidance, Nick Taylor's probably pretty high. Birdie or better makes he's probably pretty high too because he's a good putter. So
I do like Nick Taylor. He finished tied for 19th there at the tournament. Bleh. They're at East Lake a few weeks ago for the tournament championship, the tour championship.
yeah,
So
like I
he
said,
hasn't played in a while,
I trust guys that putt good though.
but
Here's a guy B that we both like. I did not like him last week or the 2 weeks ago. But it turned out to be okay because Black Desert doesn't fit his style of game. But
mhm,
Taylor Montgomery,
yes.
um,
I mean, he did miss the cut, but I think this works
see, I can
better for
click
him.
on these and
Wider
he missed the
fairways.
cut.
He's
Yeah,
got
look what,
wider fairways out here. Oh, did we lose him?
yeah.
Oh,
So he's 7,100. I like him this week. I like
I
him to
do too.
bounce back. So let's throw him in there. That bumps our salary up to 8,200. If we go for somebody that's a little lower, we could probably get. So let's kind of jump down a little bit. Okay. I think it's time to do this. Go back to salary range. Because we're looking at guys that are below 8,200, and we can kind of see how they perform over here with average
I
points per game. Cuts made is important.
I was just about to say Ekro. He won here last year. I don't know if we
He
won
won
it.
this tournament last year.
Yes. I don't
56
know
Bay
if we want to
current,
do
Pro
that.
Core 11th. He's either, well, he's all, look at that. He's
It's
all or
always I
nothing.
know. It's always so hard to go with dudes that like won recently.
Um, let's see if he makes cuts. 15 out of 25 for 7,800. We could go Whaley that makes cuts. Kiefer makes. Jesper Svensson makes cuts.
I was gonna say
But
Zesper. He played really well 2 weeks ago.
yeah, he makes
Finishing
cuts.
he finished
And
right around where
let's see what that does to our salary. 8,300. Hopefully, I can't see comments.
yeah,
If
Jester
anybody's
Sensen finished
commenting.
tied for 15th. Right with Garrett Sick.
Okay,
Grayson Sick.
I like Grayson Sick. I like that. Okay, we got two at 8,300 each, so we could go a little bit below, and then do like another 9,000, 10,000 guy. Look at the bottom line. See if any of these guys jump out. Sam Ryder. Ooh.
Fisk.
Mao. Look at Mao's top 10s.
Yeah.
But he's only 11 out of 21 making cuts. Oof. Here's your boy Luke Clanton. Look at Schmidt, though, B.
He makes top
Dude
10s.
makes cuts, and
Mati.
he makes top
I like
10s.
Mati.
Madi. Little Madi.
Yeah.
Now we can go back up here to the 9,100s. Okay, this is who we can't do. Which, okay. I'm not upset with that. We have a Kevin Yu, Brennan Clark, Mitchell Cootie, Pearson Cootie having himself a good fall. Look at this. Some of these are Corn Ferry.
Yeah.
Some of these are Corn Ferry. Bank of
Dude.
Utah, 3rd. Corn Ferry, 12th. Sanderson Farms, 14th. 27th. Dude's playing good.
Ah.
I gave him crap at the Sanderson, and he proved me wrong. Oh, I don't know. What do you think about some Pearson Cootie?
Let's ball out. Let's do it. Where is he?
All right.
In DraftKings.
He's got to be pretty close in odds. Check his odds. But
He's plus 750 for a top 5.
okay.
Plus 360 top 10. I like that.
Okay, so that could give us a little bit of variance as well.
Yeah.
I like our Nick Taylor variance, and I like our Matty Schmidt variance. So
I think this is good. I like it.
This is a good lineup. I like it. We're gonna save this. Sorry, you folks on Spotify that don't get to see this. Okay, but I'm gonna summarize our lineup. Michael Thorbjornsen at 9,500 is in there. Nick Taylor at 8,800 salary is in there. Taylor Montgomery is in there. 7,100. Jesper Svensson at 8,000 is in there. Matty Schmidt at 7,500 is in there. And then Pearson Cootie at 8,600. So this is one of those things where you can either go stars or scrubs, which all the high dudes and some of the low guys that can pop. Or you can do a bunch of middle players that are so steady and they just get you points after points and they make cuts and you end up with a decent finish. We this week are doing more of that middle player heavy lineups with guys that play good, steady golf.
Yes.
All right. I love it. I love it. Let me transition back to just me and you and get out of the. Okay. We are back on the show. Okay. So I will keep that. What we failed to do was talk about UFC. But we, as usual, there's a UFC fight night, and it's in Las Vegas again, back at the, what do they call that? The Apex, right, Brandon?
Yes.
We will do JT's picks on Instagram. Anything you want to say about either of these fights? Gabriel Bonfim,
Yeah. Gabriel's there. So we know
he's in a tough weight class, dude.
he really
Jeez.
is.
Welterweight is
Let me pull
nuts.
it up. Yeah, welterweight's insane. Gabriel Bonfim, he's making the climb there in welterweight, which, like you said, very tough weight class. None of
Yeah,
the
that's going to be the headliner for 322.
I,
De, De La Medellina against Makachev.
yes,
Ooh.
I think I think it's his brother. Um, yeah, his brother's also fighting. Ismail Bonfim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, both out of Brazil. Duh.
Oh, all right. So we're thinking about the right guy though, right?
Yeah, they're bros.
With Gabriel Bonfim. No,
Yeah,
but who's better?
I think Gabriel's better.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's ranked 14th. So, and then they'll have a co-main event. Flyweights. Flyweights are always fun because there's a lot of striking
Yeah,
with Matt Schnell and Joseph Morales. Morales is, I think, trying to make a name for himself, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but yeah, we'll see how JT does with this fight night this Saturday in Vegas. Okay, and no NASCAR. So we talked about
nope.
that. Um, so
We'll
that's where
figure
we're
it
at.
out.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure out what we want to do. If we want to just leave it PGA and UFC for now, maybe we'll dip into some other sports that pop up. Brandon and I will take a look at that. I might put a little poll on the. I might go like EPL, F1, or other on the YouTube
I like
channel and
it.
see if anybody has any thoughts on that. If they want us to do. All right, B. Hey, that was good. Good exercise. People are liking the DFS, even though I'm not doing a good enough job to hit the money line. I do like this lineup from both of us.
I do too.
Yeah, at least we are thoughtful in our players and who we put in there. We have some reasoning behind it. So let's get in the money line on this one. Get back in our winning ways.
Yeah.
All right, lots to watch this weekend. Good luck, everybody, with your picks and your sprinkles and your college plays and your NFL plays and your golf plays and your UFC plays.
Go Broncos.
Go Broncos. All right. Thank you, everyone. We will see you next Tuesday. Thanks, B.
Yeah.